I watched that. Of course I did. Of course I watched it. That was the worst team in the playoffs.
Welcome back to another edition of the Voice of Reason Sports Podcast. As you can hear, tensions are high, but you know what? We're going to let Danny have her moment. What you got to say, Danny? It took you only 20 years to get this win, but go ahead.
Hey, listen, after the score, you know what? I just thought about something. That was the title of the Fugees' best album, The Score, wasn't it?
Where was the score?
I think it was.
Ooh, la, la.
So how fitting to know that after the score, we're here.
Now
we are. Look, I have to put it in layman terms. Dale, you're going to let me say this because I came all the way from Southeast DC at work to here to say we are 3 games from the Super Bowl. Okay.
See. Now you're getting carried away.
That's what I'm saying. See,
wait a minute. You got to cut me off. You cut me off.
Glaze do. See?
Wait a minute. You cut me off. You didn't hear me out.
You're doing too much. You're doing too much.
You didn't hear me out. You didn't hear me out.
Okay, I'm giving you the floor. Give her the floor.
I said, we're going to count them, right? We play the Lions this week. That's game 1. And whoever wins that, what happens?
We all know who's going to win that.
Whoever wins that game goes where? To the NFC Championship, right? Yep. And after whoever wins that game goes where? To the Super Bowl. So it's 3. All I said was we're 3 games away. That's all I said. I didn't say we were going necessarily.
Well, you're 2 games away.
The fact that you say Commanders and 3 games away from the Super Bowl is outstanding and something that you never thought you would say probably in your lifetime.
Technically, you're 2 games away.
Okay, 2 games away. Thank you for that. Makes it even better. And all I'm saying
I'm just trying to help you out.
For a rebuild, that is super fantastic. Again, I was happy with having a winning record, 9-8, rebuilding, win 5 home games, so that we're like, yay, rah, rah, rah. So all this gravy on these biscuits playing. Hey, I just can't say that, right? I get my shirt made, and I'm ready for Saturday. That's how they say in DC.
Saturday.
I'm waiting for Saturday.
You talking about Maryland or DC?
Right. Yeah, so I'm proud of my team. I'm proud of the fight that we put in. And it's like, listen, week by week, game by game at this point. That's all I'm saying. And don't act like it's not any given Sunday because
you start counting games.
Wait a minute. What's the Lions record?
Not game by game. Huh?
What's the Lions record?
Is it 15-2?
14-2?
2. So that means 2 people beat them. So that they're not. It's not like they can't be defeated. Okay.
One of those is the Buffalo Bills. One of those is the Buffalo Bills. Okay.
I mean, whatever it takes to hype yourself up.
What's the Buffalo?
You gotta believe.
Is anybody undefeated this year?
No, of course not.
No. Okay, there we go. Hey, my point is that
Mahomes is very close.
Hey, but he's not undefeated. I mean,
well, they had it wrapped up, and so they had, there was 15-1, the 16-1, and then they had it wrapped up, so they just fleeing the last game.
Okay, I'm just saying. I'm just going.
Mahomes is a team to beat till somebody take him off that throne, and they actually better.
Amen.
Look, the last 2 years when they won it, so good luck with that one.
Listen, all I'm saying is that we have had a stupendous season. We're going game by game, and I'm excited about it. And Danny, I wait on Saturday.
Look, Danny,
and Dale, since you were talking smack about the worst team in the playoffs, but they made it. And did they win their division? Did they win their division?
Okay, the best team in the worst division does not. I mean, it counts, but it don't really count. It's like everything is shaping up for y'all.
You are so salty that you are not really a part of this conversation. That's what I'm getting.
Not really, because usually we've been
gathering it from you.
Let me ask
Mike Evans. You can't take away. Mike Evans is a top-notch wide receiver.
Well, let me ask you this. Danny. Because I
He
mean,
is.
What else you got after that though? What else?
What else you got? I'm just saying that it's
Number
not
two.
like
Okay,
listen.
okay. Look, you just said Mike Evans. Who's their number 2 receiver?
Um, I'm not quite sure, but I'm just saying we were having some challenges
You know they running
covering
back.
brother.
Who's their number 1 running back?
Bucky
Yeah, I mean,
Irvin.
I'm saying they have some pieces. That was
See,
a hard fought
something
game if you
like
watched it. I know you hating
that's
Dale because you're on the
that's not a
couch, but you was on the
that's
couch, so I hope you watched it. It was a
that's not
great
a
game.
true. Well, we had to keep your spot warm since it's been here for so many decades. You know what I'm saying?
I
We
know
we
that
we, we just
Dale,
got
that extra
12.
check,
We
that extra
used we
check
used to
felt
having
great.
we used to having 12 of them things. So you know what I'm saying? We had 3 of them. We still got rid of our coach. Okay, so hey, 12 ain't enough for us no more. We,
So, so let me ask
Okay.
you. Let me ask you this, Danny. Were you
Yeah.
nervous when the kicker came out to kick the field goal and he kept rubbing his hair because he was
and he
Yeah.
so
doinked it.
nervous?
And he doinked it. He
I
doinked
was
it
like,
off
this dude is gonna miss.
oh
But he
man.
dunked it in. But
Lucky.
but but it was just discovered that he has OCD.
Oh
Oh,
my
So that
okay.
God. Saw that when it was happening. Me and my boy was like, what is he doing? He kept on
yeah.
doing his
And I
hair.
didn't see it wasn't
He kept on
after until we won
putting
that
the
they
helmet
showed
on
what he was.
and he'll
Well,
stop.
it was worse what he was doing with his shoe and his sock. They showed it after we won. They were showing how he was taking his shoe off, fixing his sock,
Okay.
putting his shoe back on, taking it off, whatever. He has OCD,
What?
but guess what though?
Okay. Yeah,
Bro
yeah,
has
yeah.
got
No, I
that game
mean,
ball though. It doinked
it,
in. It
it
doinked
dunked
in.
in. But I
That's
was
all we
like,
needed.
dude is. I thought he was nervous, and I was like, oh my God, he's gonna miss this because he
Right.
He
he
looked
I was
kept
saying to
rubbing his
myself,
hair.
I
He's
was
just
like,
like,
dude, you
oh.
don't even have that much hair.
it's
Why
like
you keep
20
touching your
times,
hair?
bro. Kept
And then
taking
he
the
was
helmet
about to
back
put the
on.
helmet on, and he was like, nope, let me fix it again. I was like, oh, he's gonna miss it. I told
Oh
Jody,
no.
I was like, don't worry about nothing. He's gonna miss it.
He about to kick that out to the parking lot, yo.
I mean, not only that, just think he knows if I miss this, I'm be fired.
Mm.
I'll be fired.
Hey,
So
hey, look,
So
with doinking it, that didn't help. That still ain't help though. Doinking, and it's a
it
super
did
strong
help.
field guy.
Dale, it did help. Because I didn't want to go. I wanted to get the heck out of Tampa. I wanted him to kick the field goal and let's go. I didn't want any overtime. You saw what they were trying to throw my QB1
mhm.
around like a rag doll. You know what I'm saying? They hit him so hard that he flew up in the air and he was out of bounds. I said,
That's
oh,
why I wanted to
they,
ask you. I mean, are you
Yeah,
they gave
comfortable
him
with the fact that he's
stitches.
taking big hits like that? I'm a
yeah,
little worried about that.
yeah.
Well, I think that he knew this game was gonna be physical, right? He knew this game was gonna be physical, and he already had they won't say it, but I know his rib was broken earlier this year.
Oh yeah, absolutely,
So yeah,
absolutely.
so
But
now he got the
I,
battle scar. So he got the scar coming in to this game. I can't wait for Saturday. I'm
all
telling
right,
you.
I'm
I'm
just
telling you.
I'm just worried we might have
And
another
Dale, this
RG3
for you.
situation
This
here, and
Blaze
like
is incredible.
you lose the entire franchise in one season. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean,
He,
and so
he's not a big
you
guy.
can right, but you can tell that he's learning. Like the first couple of games, he didn't even know how to slide. I was like, oh my gosh, this is gonna be an RG3 situation. And he's learning how to do that. So
I didn't see him slide this game. I actually did
He
not see
not
him
one time. He
slide
did not
well, I said
slide.
he's
head
sliding
first.
better than he
Ooh.
used to.
I mean, he was running like he was a fullback, and I'm like, dude, get down. You are the franchise. This
Running
entire
up the
team is
middle too.
relying on you.
And
Yeah,
you couldn't even tell him that because he's like, we winning this game. That's
Because
what's happening.
that's the one thing I've said
man.
this to Dell. When I watch Lamar Jackson, he hardly
Hmm.
ever takes a big hit. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
He seems to
You
be
know what he
really
did
good.
take? He took something this weekend. He definitely took something this weekend. He took
But
some
it's not
pretty good
okay.
shots.
If he did, he doesn't take very many of them.
Yeah, he don't
He's
take a
pretty
lot, but he
good.
took something this weekend. Some of them I was like,
Okay.
oh, you better be
And
And
for the
careful.
most part, our O line tries to show up for a brother.
oh, you got a
That
very good old line.
yeah, I mean, just the way our team is clicking. I just hope money don't mess us up in any kind of way in the
Well,
off season. We get some
you
top notch
I mean,
corners. I'm
that's
I'm still not sold on Lattimore. I don't care what you say.
oh
Care
no.
what you say. I need some god daggone interceptions. You know what I'm saying? Since you just this
he got
gangster
worked
dude.
out.
I don't
Him
think he's 100%. I don't think he's 100% yet
he's
either.
probably not 100%, but he's probably still trying to figure out your scheme too, because
Oh,
him and Mike Evans go at it.
Oh
When he
I
yeah.
was
know,
a
man.
Saint, they went at it all the time. Mike Evans used
Yeah,
to get him sometimes, and he would get like Mike Evans' worst games will always would be against Lattimore.
Yeah.
right.
So, but he got
It
worked
was
out.
a
All my
thing.
Saints friends were calling me like, "Yo, Lattimore is getting worked by Mike
I know.
Evans."
I'm like,
He really was. He was getting
But
oh
cooked.
my gosh.
yeah, he got
I'm
cooked.
still, listen, maybe I need to see him next year, but this year here, I'm like, ugh,
Well,
so,
look,
you
your
know,
benefit right now, Danny, is you don't have any cap issues. You're not paying anybody, so you
Well,
get that for about a good 2-3 years.
exactly.
mhm,
Not because you're not paying anybody. You're not paying Jaden Daniels. Your
right.
quarterback is cheap. You got a rookie. You
Yeah,
got a rookie quarterback on a rookie contract, and you're gonna have
yeah,
that for another 4 years, 3 to 4
right.
years, because
Well,
you're gonna
think
Yeah,
probably
about it.
pay him early.
We'll think about who's
right.
the highest paid, like who's the highest paid player? A linebacker, Bobby Wagner,
Mm,
Is it?
maybe?
Is it? No. It's probably Terry McLaurin.
I don't think
yeah,
so.
What's
yeah.
the
Well,
defensive
he got
lineman?
a,
Sweat. It's
I
probably a
think
defensive lineman.
yeah, because the Terry,
Jonathan Allen got a nice contract too.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
and
why we like, dude, we need more from you. I did see him show up in the game on
but y'all don't have any
in
$20 million
Tampa.
a year players.
No.
Right. No.
No.
McLaurin does
No.
have a decent contract. He does have a decent contract.
Now I must say I'm very happy for him because now he
Yes,
got a
I am
good
so happy for
quarterback.
him.
He has always
Yes.
been a good receiver. He just never had a decent quarterback to support him. So
And still
finally,
had
Scary
thousand,
Terry is truly
right.
scary.
He still had, I'm talking about with Heineke, who I loved. I was a Heineke fan. I just was. 1,000 yards still with him. So
Mm-hmm.
I can only imagine prior to that, if he had somebody like Mahomes or something like that, he just would probably have a gazillion dollars right now. But I'm okay where we are right now. We're just taking it game by game, Dale. And I thank you, Marvelous One, for giving me the opportunity to just rest in my happiness right now without any hateration comments. Thank you for allowing me the peace to be happy. Okay?
You're very
I
welcome,
appreciate
and your time is up.
it. Okay.
Because
Thank you.
I mean, after the game was over, I'm getting messages. I'm coming on the show. Like,
Yeah.
okay,
Gotta come on the show.
Oh
fine.
boy. Oh
Gotta come
boy.
on the show.
That's like, oh boy. That's why I pulled Dell in to make sure you
Yeah.
understood. I did pick the Commanders to win this game, and he did not.
Here you go.
So Dale, let me ask you a question.
Hey,
Uh
What
hey,
oh.
what made you pick the worst team in the playoffs? That's what you said. I didn't say that. You said that. What
no,
made you
I
pick them over us?
said you played the other worst team in the playoffs.
Oh, you said other.
So
Okay.
so
Clear it
you
up.
and Tampa Bay are the worst teams left for the playoffs right now. That's a fact.
Wow.
But
Okay.
but the reason I picked them is because number one, they already beat you early in the year,
Okay.
and it beat you pretty handily. It wasn't like they were struggling to beat y'all that game.
Right.
Mhm.
Uh, and you know what I'm saying? Now they were down one more receiver, but I thought that Todd Bowles, who's supposed to be a defensive coach, would kind of realize what he did last time and kind of do more of the same thing. But he just wasn't. I
I
don't know.
think their defense was on 10 in that game. Like everybody was trying to win.
Well,
I mean, there was some timing. There was
well,
They was
pressure there.
putting
They
trying
did
to
have pressure on Jalen.
they did pretty well. I thought the game turned when Baker fumbled the ball
Oh, but
in
that was
their
the
own.
game.
That was the turning point.
You
And
just
that
stopped them twice on
yep,
4th down.
yep,
And then you get the ball this time going in, you know what I'm saying? Well, you deep in your own territory at that,
yeah.
and you turn the ball over.
yep.
Actually,
You
wait a
give
minute,
it
wait a
right
minute.
back. Nope,
Were
that's what
they
Yeah, it
happened.
about to
was.
score? They were about to score, right? When he fumbled that.
They were in scoring
They were
range.
they
No,
were
no, no,
it
no,
was
no, 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 not the Bucks. The Bucks weren't in scoring range.
Yeah,
They
'cause
were
they
on their
just
own.
stopped them.
They
Right.
just
They
stopped them.
just stopped them on 4th down. Right. And the
Yeah,
next play, he does a jet sweep and fumbles it all into the guy. Like, what are you doing?
yep,
You know what I'm
yep.
saying?
Well,
It was just bad luck timing. I don't know.
that was a good
ah,
game. It's a good game. Oh my goodness.
I'm saying? Now,
Like I
if
told
the
you.
man had hit him and made it cause the call, I wouldn't have said that. But that
Well,
was like a folly. It's like,
yeah, it is. But
So wait a minute. Are you saying you didn't see a couple of hits where we made them got some hits on them and the ball was incomplete? Because our defense was showing
oh,
up as well.
your defense played well, but I think this is why I picked the Commanders to win the game. One,
Okay.
Jaden Daniels is a special player, right? I think that's obvious. Two,
Mhm.
the Bucks have a lot of injuries in some tough spots, especially at that second receiver. Like Godwin is the second receiver. He's
Right,
out.
right.
And so
Mm-hmm.
really all Baker Mayfield had is Evans and the tight end Otten. And Otten's been hurt. So he doesn't have very many choices at receiver to go to. So that's why the Bucks offense is going to struggle. And
So
so
I was say besides McLaurin, who would you say is another top 10 receiver that
I
we have?
like I like Crowder. I
I
don't
do
say
like him,
top
but I'm
10,
saying
but
people are not gonna say that he's top 10 or whatever. You're gonna say
no,
good.
but
Well,
I think
right,
he does something
elite.
special every so often. But I mean, you got a
Yeah,
special
so does
quarterback.
De'Ami
You got a
Brown.
special
Yeah.
quarterback that can make plays on his own. I mean, y'all relied heavily on him. There was a lot of read options on those plays that
Yeah,
he was running, and he took off and ran. I don't know. I don't remember
for
the
sure.
stats, but he had at least 50 yards rushing in this game.
Yeah. Look, we took a page out of your book. You know, we having him lining up like Taysom Hill.
I saw that one play we had Mariota in the game.
yep. Mark came in there for a couple plays.
Right,
But and I
Yeah.
right.
stand corrected. Terry McLaurin is making 20. His cap hit is 20 million this year.
Okay,
Right.
I figured he was probably up there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we have, I mean, and he earns it. He earns it for
I
us to
mean,
get
So
a
I,
chance. Like
here,
for, I'm gonna say this right now. We win. Oh, I'll wait till we get to predictions. Okay,
Well,
I
okay.
got ahead of
Well, let me
myself.
just say this. Let me just say this because I thought Jaden Daniel had like 50 yards rushing. He had 36 yards, but he had 13 carries. He had more
Right.
carries than any running back on the team.
yep.
So
Yeah,
that's why I
they was
felt like he had
locking
a
B
lot.
Rob down. They were
Yeah.
locking B Rob down.
Well, he only had
And
10 touches.
that's gonna be a problem.
He only carried the ball 10 times. He only had 1.6 yards rushing.
I know
So that
because they
tells you
were
the Bucks
locking him
defense.
down.
You can't say that, what's the Bucks coach's name? I was about to say Lovey Smith, but it's not Lovey.
Todd
Todd
Bowles.
Bowles. Todd Bowles, I mean, they were on point. They were doing their
They
jobs.
were
I
bringing
mean,
it, yeah.
Jaden Daniels had less than 300 yards rushing. I mean, he had the most rushing yards at 36, which is not a lot.
Hmm.
So they were holding it. It's just that the Bucks offense just didn't have enough. But you hold a team to 20 points, you should be able to win.
That is true. You should win if you hold the team to 20 points for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
and guess what? Baker Mayfield is a player. He can use his legs. He's very physical. So I mean,
I
that
think he
game
ran,
was to me was good.
I think he ran for about 20 some yards, something like that, too.
Yeah, I'm
23.
like, you got to contain him,
And,
contain
and
his
and
butt.
your boy Bucky Irvin won me my fantasy football championship. To let you know, rookie running back out of Oregon and plays for the
Yay.
Buck. He had 77 yards rushing.
Mm-hmm.
That guy's
Right.
special. But
Yeah, we got
all
to be
right,
able to shut that down.
that is enough Commanders talk. Okay, you know,
We're
heard
not
enough
done when
about
we get to
that.
predictions.
Yeah, we'll get back to it when we get to the predictions. But that is
He likes
enough.
to talk about them for a while, so let's go ahead and
Yeah,
get
yeah.
that.
Thank you. I
Yeah, I
appreciate you
gave you the
guys.
floor. You know,
Yes. Yes.
yeah. I
Thank you
hope
very
you came
much.
in with some notes. You got all your points out. You know, I'm getting my Facebook Messenger getting blown up. I'm coming
I
on the
know.
show.
I know. I had to. Gotta have some representation. I couldn't let y'all just talk about the Saints and Dallas the whole
Ain't nothing to
time
talk
now.
about.
Exactly. Which is why I saved the show. I saved it.
Yeah,
Mm,
I mean, nothing to talk about. We looking for a coach. Hell, Dell's team's looking for a coach. The Cowboys looking for one too. We might
yep.
take the Cowboys' old coach.
Hey,
Yep.
go ahead, take
Hmm.
him. I dare you.
I mean,
I dare you.
he has. Well, he has a relationship with. Well, I don't want to say he has a relationship, but he has a connection with the Saints. He was the Saints offensive coordinator back in the early 2000s, back when we had Aaron
Oh,
Brooks
really?
and Deuce
Okay.
McAllister. Yeah, that's how he got his
Mm,
start. He was with us before he went to Green Bay. I was kind of
mm.
upset because I wanted him to be the head coach. I wanted Jim Haslett to be fired and Mike McCarthy to take over. And I felt like I was vindicated when he went to Green Bay and won the Super Bowl. I was like, see, he should have been our head coach. But you know
Right.
what? It turned out perfectly because I enjoyed having Sean Payton too.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell
But
you right now, he is not a leader of men.
you
He's
don't think
not.
he's a leader of men?
He is not a
How
leader.
can he leave when you have your owner is the
Exactly.
Well,
head
Is the
coach,
leader of men.
president, chairman of the board,
that's
and
the
all
point.
everything else?
Scout.
Well, that's the point.
Ex-
He'll put his foot down and say, "Hey, let me do this the way I need to do it." He did
and he,
one
Come on.
thing. He did one thing that he did that was his call, and he brought in Mike Nolan, and that was one of the worst decisions I ever seen. We had
But he fixed it.
historically bad defense that year when Mike Nolan came in and had to
But he
get him up
fixed
out of
it.
there and bring Dan
And,
Quinn.
and brought Dan Quinn in. He fixed it.
Yeah, he fixed it immediately because
But
Nolan was terrible.
yes,
Ugh.
he was. He was. That was awful.
That was like some kind of nepotism type of thing, because
uh-uh, you-
him and McCarthy and Mike Nolan are boys. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
But no, Mike Nolan hired McCarthy back in the day, so he returned the favor,
mm,
got it.
bring him back in.
makes sense.
Rumor out there is that Jerry and Dion are talking. How do you feel about that?
They've been talking about that since before Mike McCarthy was officially up out of there. I mean, I don't think it's going to happen. Dion needs control. He needs that Colorado like control he had. You know, he
Hmm.
can go to the portal as much as he want. He can go a free agent. When he say no, they ain't coming, they not coming. You know what I'm saying? Colorado was a one win team before Dion got there. So, they basically saying, okay, Dion, do your thing. Take us to glory. You know what I'm saying? And he increased everything. The ticket prices, the attendance, the TV ratings, you know what I'm saying? Everything up. The wins. Now they're in bowl games. You know what I'm saying? From 2 years ago, only winning one game. He not gonna get that control there in DC because we got a narcissist that owns the organization. And
Dallas.
he's not gonna allow anybody
A
else.
billionaire narcissist.
Yeah, a billionaire narcissist. A lot of them a lot of them billionaires are. You know what I'm saying? They just
Well, my thing is with Dion's style, I don't think will work in NFL. I don't think it will translate. It works perfectly in college because he's the adult in the room. And he can tell
Hmm.
the kids, hey, I don't want you going to class in slides. I don't want you, you better do this and you better that ain't gonna work with grown men. I
What
don't think
about
that style.
grown
okay.
millionaires? Most
Okay.
of them are millionaires. They're
Now we
not in
gotta
college.
now we gotta remember Dion's a little long in the tooth. You know what I'm saying? He ain't played in 30 years.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Well, about 25 years. I think the last time he
That's
played was
right, because he came back and played for the Ravens
played
after
for
he
the Ravens
retired
for a
from.
little bit.
Yeah,
Yeah. I think
yeah,
that was like 2002, something like
yeah,
that.
yeah. It's been
Yeah,
about
so,
20 years.
so
Yeah,
about
it's been
20.
over 20.
So he is substantially older than a lot of the players that are going to be playing. So he is like in the senior role. He's a Hall of Famer. So he demands some respect. So people going
Yeah,
to
he can
listen.
get some respect.
You know what I'm saying? It's now of course you talking about the older players. Maybe it's people around close to the same. There ain't that many people his same age and still in the league.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I think he can demand respect from the players because everybody respect Prime. I mean he was the
Yeah,
best.
everybody respect Prime, but
You know what I'm saying?
I
So
I think he even admits that his style wouldn't work in the NFL. It just won't. I mean, especially if you listening to that same voice and that same, like pandering, like your child for 5, 10 years. I mean, that works in college because you're only keeping them for like,
well,
2 to 3 years.
Dion don't even curse. I
Oh, I
mean,
know it.
he don't even curse. So how offended can you be about a coach that don't curse? I mean, what can he
I'm not
really
saying
say?
you would be offended. I'm just saying
Oh
it,
yeah.
it,
No,
it
he
would get
gonna tell
old.
you. Yeah, he gonna tell you when you're not doing what you're
Yeah,
supposed to
if
do.
you're not doing it, and guess what? Them type of players are the type of players you don't need on the team. Okay, if they can't take their coach critiquing them like they supposed to, you know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? They don't need to be there. You know what I'm saying? They
Mhm.
just don't need to be there. So, hey, if Dion can work it out with Jerry, bring him on. I
Mm,
hate that
I,
he's
I am
old and brand
so
new.
that would be a
surprised because
miracle.
I'm so surprised to hear that you're open to this idea. I thought at first you were
Open to
totally
it. I
against
just
it.
don't. I'm open to it if it happened, but I just don't think it'll work because I know that Dion is an alpha and Jerry is a
Yep.
narcissist, and they're not going
All
to.
right.
They're going to bump heads a lot. You know what I'm saying? Because Dion wants to control. He's going to want just like he had at Colorado. Jerry's never going to give it to him because he get to bring his whole staff. He said, "Come on, Warren Sapp, come on, be my
Yeah.
defense coordinator." He can't.
Right.
He ain't gonna be able to do that in Dallas.
Right.
Jerry gonna be like, okay, Zimmer's gonna be our defense coordinator. Because if you notice, every time Jerry gets a new quarterback, he already has staff in place.
Mhm.
He'll never let the quarterback, I mean the coach, pick his own staff. They
That is
always
true.
got a coordinator in place, and he makes them play with that incumbent
Well,
staff.
here's the funny
Mm.
thing about it. When you mentioned offensive coordinator, it made me think of some of the suggestions that I've seen out there, especially on ESPN. Um, and I was like, that's an interesting suggestion for the Cowboys head coach. Um, Kellen Moore, the offensive coordinator for the Eagles. He seems to fit the mold that Jerry looks for. A yes man.
That's what I'm about to say. That's the only mode he fits is that he's a yes man, but that's only because he's so young. You know what I'm saying?
He's
He
young
waiting
and
for
he's a
that
yes man.
opportunity. But see, that's a move that Jerry Jones will make. Jerry Jones will make that type of
I
move
know, and he's a
because he
former
likes to do,
Cowboy.
yeah,
Yeah,
former
Oh,
Cowboy. He
is
likes to,
he?
he likes to,
Ah.
yeah, former,
he was he was
well,
he
he was
was
the
Dak
offensive
Prescott's
coordinator.
backup.
Yeah,
Right.
well, he
Oh,
was the
so
backup
he recently was
1
there.
year.
Okay.
Right, he was the
He, he,
I
backup.
he
thought his
backed him
dad
up.
been
He
there.
backed him up for 2 years. Then he was his offensive coordinator. After he was a quarterback coach and offensive coordinator eventually behind
Right.
Dak.
Yep.
I
That's how
thought
long
his dad
Dak's been
been
there.
there.
Dak's been
What is
in.
that?
This is going to his ninth season next year.
Yeah, I'm about to say eight someone. Man.
Yeah,
Hmm.
Yeah,
that could be his ninth season in the league, Dak. So, but that is the kind of move that Jerry Jones will make. He better not. He better not, because
get
Kellen Moore
ready.
is nowhere near ready to be no head coach. Not even close. He shouldn't even be an offensive coordinator like he is. Like they're throwing him
Well,
around the
I
beat.
mean, but you look at what the Eagles are doing. You look like you're successful.
I
Get
mean, was the
ready.
Eagles bad offense before he got there?
He kind of slipped
Yeah.
last year. They
I mean,
slipped
you got
towards the end.
Jalen Hurts, you got Barkley, you got AJ
AJ
Brown,
Brown,
you got Devontae Smith, you
I
got
know.
Goddard at tight end.
the
Okay,
tight end. They
he got
loaded.
talent all over the place. He better be moving the ball or something. You got
Yeah,
the 2,000-yard rusher in your backfield. Come on.
right.
Now that shocks me that him having a
That
rusher
was the
running,
general system. So if you've got those,
considering that when he was with Dallas, he couldn't stick with the run.
Right. I remember
Hmm.
they couldn't stick with Ezekiel Elliott in his prime. He couldn't stick with the run.
Nope,
Ooh.
would not stick with
Yeah.
the run. But
Well,
he got talent there. I'm not giving him no credit on that. I mean,
well,
they were,
that's the rumor out there, and I think that makes sense. I think that makes more sense because that seems to be the mold of coach that Jerry likes, and I think that is what's going to happen. We both can agree. Dion ain't going to Dallas. That ain't happening. Not as long as Jerry is the GM, owner, and everything else. So,
right.
but
That'd be nice if you got the father and the son, huh?
that would
That,
be nice.
hey, that would be great. That would it would be because look, think about it. The franchise is worth 11 billion right now.
Mm-hmm.
You bring Dion and Shador, it goes to
Oh,
12.
close to
Right.
20.
I mean, instantly. You want to talk about pub,
Oh,
TV contracts and all that? Man,
oh.
it'll be absolutely crazy.
It would be bonkers. I mean, Dion would be on the Jumbotron talking to the fans, giving some
Yeah.
kind of inspirational speech. He'd be
Yeah.
all on the commercials. It'd be
Yeah.
ridiculous. He'd be calling the game while he's coaching the game.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
But
That is crazy.
But look,
what?
if we do get Dion, look for us to make a move to go get Shador.
Oh yeah.
Oh
No.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well,
We will go
speak,
get him.
speaking of coaching searches, so my Saints they did really interview. Did they interview him or they're preparing to interview Mike McCarthy? So that is happening. They've interviewed some other coaches. They've already did a virtual interview with Aaron Glenn. I believe Aaron Glenn will be the head coach of the Saints when it's all said and done. right? Mike Bravo is brave with a B. He's in he's in New England. So right now it's really Aaron Glenn because Ben Johnson is
So he
not
accepted
coming to
it.
the Saints.
He's
Vrabel, he
Yeah,
accepted that job.
yeah, I think that's a done deal. I think it's a done deal. So right now that's the most experienced coach. Well, I can't say that because Mike McCarthy's now out there, but
Yeah.
I know he was the hottest coach out there that teams wanted. But it made sense that he went to New England. But as far as the Saints, everybody wants Ben Johnson. Everybody
I
wants
know.
him, but
Everybody
he's
right there.
yeah, everybody wants him, but he has the pick. He can pick the team that he wants to go to. And considering the situation that the Saints are in, which they're 50 million over the salary cap and
Oof.
pretty much stuck with Derek Carr,
Mm.
I don't see Ben Johnson taking it.
At 50 million over the cap?
Yes,
Jeez. That's crazy.
Mm.
over the cap. The next closest team is 19 million over the cap.
Wow.
Wow.
That is
Yes.
crazy.
That is crazy.
I
Yeah,
don't really see where the money's at. Where's the money all at?
the money is in all older players who are declining. DeMario Davis, Cam Jordan, Alvin Kamara, Derek Carr, Taysom Hill. They got him. They paying him $10 million a year.
He's aging.
to be a punt protector.
Right.
Taysom Hill is old. Taysom Hill is in his mid-30s.
Is he?
Yeah, well, he went to BYU. He's Norman, and so
okay.
yeah, so he before he went to college, he had to serve for like 2 or 3 years before he went to college. So he started college old.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so he's an old young man.
I didn't know that.
Yes. So, but I mean, we're wasting his talent anyway. They line him up at fullback and punt protector,
Right.
and we're paying him $10 million a year for that.
And he's like, okay.
Okay, yeah, he's not even trying to be a quarterback anymore. He's like, shoot, this is a good gig right here, punt protector.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
And, an occasional Wildcat player.
An occasional. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who wouldn't want to do that? I'll take that job. So, but yeah, and I think Aaron Glenn is probably going to take that because he's probably going to have two choices: the New York Jets, and who will want to be a Jets head coach and how they treat their coaches, or New Orleans Saints, because he played for both teams. He actually coached. I think he was a scout with the Jets. He was actually coaching with the Saints, and so he has a relationship with both teams. But why would you want to be the Jets head coach? Because they fire you as soon as you get on a team from Todd Bowles, Robert Solomons. Trying to think of somebody else that they had as a head coach, and they only gave him like 2 or 3 years to be the coach. So the Jets,
Do
I
think Aaron Rodgers is going to retire?
No.
You know what? I can't see him. I don't see him playing for the Jets anymore. I think he don't wear his welcome out with the Jets. But if he don't play for the Jets, I don't know who he's going to play for because the quarterbacks are getting short and, there's not a whole lot of places for him to go.
And he's not going to want to be a backup.
Right. He
no, they definitely ain't doing that. So you think the Jets are going to release him?
I believe so. I think he wore out his welcome there. I don't think he likes it there no more. He getting bad, but the New York press is like one of the hardest press.
Yeah. And that's another reason why I don't think Aaron Glenn is going to take that job.
Too much.
Yeah.
Got an Asian diva up there.
Yeah.
And not working out well.
All right. You guys ready to talk some sunshine? Let's go. Let's talk about these games. Depressing talking about teams in a coaching search.
Oh, and I just want to say for the record, Ben Johnson didn't pick us. We wanted him. He didn't want us.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just saying.
So some added
Ben Johnson.
Some added vitriol.
Huh? What's his name over at the Eagle? I mean the Lions coach.
Yeah,
Ben Johnson. His name?
Remember that
They
wanted him to coach. They wanted him to coach.
Oh.
Yeah. Because we needed one. We needed everything. And he said, he even got on the plane. He did everything. He had dinner with us and everything. And he said no. We like, yeah. When we thought
that's what I'm hearing. He's very picky.
We were right there. And he said no. I said, okay.
Yeah, I understand he's very picky, and I think he also wants some control of like some GM control. So
Mm, mm.
yeah, so
Well, no, I don't. AP wasn't having that. So
yeah,
sorry.
and
We
I
have a
know
quasi dream team.
our GM is not going anywhere because he's written into the will, so
So is
he ain't going
Dale's.
away.
Dale's GM wrote the will.
Oh,
He wrote the will, and I'm in the will,
his
and this just
GM,
be the will.
his GM is the will, is the owner, is the
Right.
coach.
Well, he
He's
passed.
everything.
If he dies, he's passing it down to himself in the afterlife. So
Right.
Right?
Right.
He gonna run the team from wherever he is
Exactly.
from heaven.
Right.
he ain't ever giving up that team on purpose.
I thought that you would
Hmm.
say he ain't ever get in heaven. I was like, oof,
Well,
that's deep.
that's why at first I said wherever he's gonna be, but I mean, that's a bit harsh.
Right. Hey, look,
I
we
don't
don't
know
know
that
what
man to
people's
say.
personal
Yeah, I don't know
relationships
what he
are.
is to say such a thing. So anyway, that's
Well, he would definitely
that's
be
a
in
horrible
football
transition to
purgatory.
recapping the playoff game. So let's just recap the
Right.
playoff games. All right. All right. All right. So look, we had the Saturday games. I'm enjoying these Saturday games. It makes my
Yeah.
Saturdays much
I
more
would
enjoyable.
enjoy them if they weren't blowouts. The blowouts are just completely taking it out for me.
I know that does. That puts
Games
me to
they've been
sleep.
non-competitive. The only competitive game this weekend was the Washington game. Washington
Yeah.
Tampa. That's the
The
only
Chargers, the Chargers Texans game was a little entertaining to watch. It got to be
Hmm.
a blowout at the end, but at first it was entertaining.
I mean, it started out the first. Look, they scored 6 points in the first quarter. Didn't score
Hmm.
again until the fourth quarter.
I know,
Right.
right?
Not all very good.
Right.
So, it was
They
like,
just were not functioning. They weren't in sync at all, really.
yeah, it's like, they started, it looked like Houston was going to tank. Like they were looking bad. They couldn't score. They couldn't move the ball. And
Right.
then
Hmm.
it flipped and it switched, and all of a sudden the Chargers couldn't move the ball at all.
Right. Yeah, because Georgia's, I mean, even though they got field goals out of it, they look like they were going to get that touchdown at some point. They were having no problems with the Texans defense early on. And then all of a sudden, well, I can't even blame it on Herbert with the 4 interceptions because 2 of them were tip balls. They would drop. A grown man dropped these balls and it
Yeah.
was caught by the defense. I still don't understand that. Whoever the tight end is for the Chargers, man, those drops were killers. He had
Yeah,
2 of them that led to interceptions.
mm-hmm.
Mm.
Yep.
So
Will
can't put
Disley
that
said,
on Herbert.
no,
But
not totally.
anyway, yeah. But with that said, you and I both picked the Chargers. We thought this was the easiest game to pick here. And the Texans, I mean, basically blew them out 32-12. Herbert threw
Hmm.
4 interceptions.
It got real ugly.
So
It
ugly.
did.
At
It
one
did.
point. Yeah.
It did. Speaking of ugly, the Ravens were at home against the Steelers. And oh my God, this game, it got out of hand, and then the Steelers kind of made a run
Yeah.
in the
Came
second
back. It was
half.
like 14-28.
Yeah.
I was like,
But
okay, they might.
Yeah,
but
they did
honestly,
third
this
quarter at
game
first.
really wasn't that close.
No,
The
it wasn't. I
score,
mean, they started up 21-0.
I
yeah, that's what
know.
I
I
got to
was like,
say.
right.
The Steelers scored 14
Oh.
points in the third quarter.
Right.
That
But it was like
that's
one of those, you score and make it, 28-7, and then I mean, not 28-7, but 21-7, then the Ravens will score and make it, 28-7. You know what I'm saying?
right.
So it looked close at first, and then Ravens pull away, and then
Well, I felt like the
Pittsburgh
Ravens
ran
took
out
their
there.
foot off the gas. They took their foot off the gas
I mean,
in the
pretty much.
second half and allowed
Pretty,
the Steelers to make it look close, but it really wasn't a close game. The
no.
Ravens dominated this game from start to finish.
Nope. Nope.
And I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it again. If
Hmm.
Lamar Jackson is not the MVP, then
He's
nobody's the
rigged.
MVP.
It's rigged.
I'm putting it's rigged. I don't want to hear Josh Allen's name. I don't want to hear nobody else's name. It's
Here we
Lamar
go.
Jackson.
Glaze. Here we go with the extra glaze. This dude throws 15 passes and be like, oh, good, look at the greatness he do. Derrick Henry ran for like 170 yards. Stop it, man.
Um,
So
This is Derrick Henry's game. Derrick Henry ran all over them. We're not gonna give Lamar all the glaze for Derrick Henry's work. Okay?
for
We're not.
Derrick Henry's good work,
Yes, it's Derrick Henry work. He ran for 170 yards. Wasn't he? Did he run for like 170?
186 yards.
Yeah, 186 yards. That's Derrick Henry game. Well, it was called through for 175 yards. Lamar.
175 yards, 2 touchdowns, and
Yeah.
81 yards rushing.
And we ready to glaze
anyway.
him all up. That was Derrick Henry.
Lamar
Oh.
So how
Jackson
about we make it a
is the
duo
MVP.
glaze? It's a duo glaze, Dale.
I'm saying share the glaze because it was Lamar. Lamar just Lamar. Lamar. No, that was Derrick Henry making
Look,
them.
I didn't say Lamar was the MVP of this game. He's the MVP of the season. It's a regular season award. He's the MVP.
Why? Why is he head and head? I don't understand why you think he's head and heels above Josh Allen.
Because his numbers are head over heels better than Josh Allen's. He has more touchdowns. He has less interceptions. He has more yards.
We already calculated that he don't have more total touchdowns than Josh Allen. He has more throwing touchdowns, not more total.
Okay, well, okay. See, there you go, flip-flop it again. 1 minute is all about if you're a quarterback, is what you're doing passing the ball. You don't count that running stuff. Now, when it's convenient, let's include Josh Allen's rushing touchdowns.
Well,
but you don't want to talk about his rushing yards. We're going to include his rushing touchdown.
We'll do that because Lamar Jackson won the MVP last year with 25 passing touchdowns.
Yes, right. And now he got 41.
That is as mundane as you could be. So how did he get MVP? How did he get MVP? Because
everybody else was trash.
No, because he was running. No, Josh Allen still had 40 touchdowns. Josh Allen had 44 touchdowns last year. So how did he get it over Josh Allen, who had 44 touchdowns?
Because he had 900 yards rushing.
Thank you. Because he was running the ball. So the rushing does count. So the rushing does count.
I said it does too. I agree with you, but I mean, you want to exclude the rushing yards when it's convenient.
Exclude the rushing for my scale of how I like quarterbacking to be done. I don't do that.
I don't care how you get it. I just like winning.
I do. Because it's one style that don't usually win the Super Bowl, and it's that one.
What I keep telling you, that's quarterbacks that run the ball that won the Super Bowl. I know one. His name is Steve Young.
Okay. Is Patrick Mahomes a running quarterback?
In my eyes, yes.
Oh my no. Okay, you don't know what a running quarterback is. Then.
I do know what a running quarterback.
That would be JD5.
Patrick Mahomes a running quarterback. You don't know what a running quarterback is.
I would say he can run when he needs to.
He does,
but he's not. He's not like Michael Vick was.
It's not. Right.
Exactly.
It's not designed plays for him to run the ball.
Not his weapon. There's not what you work.
But see, you're trying to differentiate between a quarterback that is athletic and can run, and a quarterback that's on a team that has a scheme that have plays designed for them to run. Josh Allen has that.
They have
JD5 has it.
Yes, he does.
Lamar Jackson. They have plays designed for them to run. Patrick Mahomes doesn't have plays designed for him to run. Now, he does run on occasion.
Neither does Steve.
It's very rare.
Neither is Steve Young. Okay.
Neither Steve Young. Nope. He didn't have design plays, but he ran and he led the league. He led the league as a quarterback that ran the ball.
Yeah, it wasn't a lot back then at that point. At that time, wasn't a whole lot.
Well, they damn sure didn't throw for 4,000 yards either back then.
He wasn't running for 1,000 yards.
Oh, they didn't rush for 1,000 yards. He probably had like 400 or 500 yards rushing.
Right. I was say running backs were the only ones really
doing rushing for 1,000. They would get the ball 30 times running the ball.
Now you got 5 quarterbacks running for 500 plus yards.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Exactly.
Back then. So, of course he did. But he's not a running quarterback, and that's what I'm saying. Lamar's weapon is his legs. If he does not
for the 1990s,
he's ineffective. If he does not do that, he's
in the 1990s.
That's why they catered that offense for him.
In the 1990s, John Elway, Steve Young were considered running quarterbacks.
They were not running quarterbacks. They were quarterbacks who could run when they needed
He
to.
said
Just like
consider.
Did you think
were
Randall
just like
Cunningham was a
Lamar.
running quarterback then?
What?
Randall Cunningham, was he a running quarterback?
Oh, he was definitely a running quarterback for sure.
They didn't have designed run plays for him.
When you say a running quarterback, we're talking about what is their threat. That's a difference between a running quarterback and a passing quarterback. Their threat. Randall Cunningham's threat was his legs for him running on you. Same thing like Lamar. His threat is his legs. If he don't do that, he's
So Steve
completely
Young's
ineffective.
threat wasn't his legs.
No, it was not. Not at all.
So Steve Young and Joe Montana, who quarterbacked the same team
Yes.
and some of the same players,
Yes.
basically ran the offense the same.
Yes, they did.
Bull. It's
Yeah,
BS.
they did.
Steve Young ran the ball more than Joe Montana did.
All you got to do is look at the wide receivers' numbers. When he took over, them numbers did not drop off. Jerry
They did
Rice
not.
put the same
But
numbers
guess what?
with both quarterbacks.
But look at the numbers as far as Joe Montana's rushing and Steve Young's rushing. Was Steve Young's numbers way up here compared to Joe Montana's?
Yeah.
Rushing. Oh, of course. Yes, because he ran the ball. Joe Montana didn't.
No, it's because Joe Montana didn't run the ball. Joe Montana's more like
because one, he can't. One, he couldn't.
Yes,
and
exactly.
Two,
so how you going to compare him? So how you going to compare him if he can't run?
Because I'm comparing them because one was a running quarterback and the other one wasn't, and they quarterbacked the same team.
You're not okay. Steve Young was leading the league in quarterback rating. They had nothing to do with running
and rushing.
No, that has nothing to do with running. He was
and rushing the ball as a quarterback. He led the league in that.
Steve Young's threat was his arm. You was not worried about his running. His running helped him when he got in trouble, but that was not what you were worried about with him.
So I'm just trying to understand you. So you're telling me Steve Young and Joe Montana both were pocket passers, and Steve Young was not a running quarterback compared to Joe Montana. He was just like Joe Montana.
No, I didn't say you just making up a whole nother conversation.
No, I'm not trying to make up anything. I'm making the point that he was a running quarterback.
I didn't say he.
For that time in the 1990s, he was a running quarterback. They ran plays differently back then. They didn't have designed run plays for the quarterback because one, they tried to keep the quarterback safe because there was no protections for the quarterback that you see now. This is flag football.
You're confusing the definition of a running quarterback.
There is no definition. It's fluid.
Yes. No, it's not fluid. It's very specific. When you're a running quarterback, your legs is your threat. That is your threat. When you're a running quarterback, that's why Vic was a threat. It wasn't because he was throwing the ball all over.
So what is Josh Allen?
He's running. Josh Allen, okay. So look, Josh Allen is a running quarterback.
Yeah.
Whoa,
for sure.
No.
Yes.
His threat is his arm.
No, it's not. No.
I think it's both.
That is not his threat.
You might be right. It might be both. I think it's both. But he has the ability to run. And they have designed run plays for him.
Yes. His real threat is the legs.
I disagree.
I think it's both.
He's giving you 10 plus touchdowns on the ground every year. That's telling you that's his threat. Because he giving you 10 plus touchdowns on the ground.
Oh, I mean, most of those on quarterback sneaks at the 1 and 2 yard line. Come on, man.
It is not. You are not looking at the same NFL we look at.
I'm just saying it. He's a big boy, so they don't do the tush push at the 1 yard line like. No, they don't do the tush push. But he gets a lot of rushing touchdowns, which is good. I don't mind that. I like quarterbacks that win however it comes. My biggest weakness with Drew Brees, was that he did not run.
Yeah,
he just played the pass.
But he didn't have to because
he did.
Quarterback.
He did. He's not a running quarterback, but he had opportunities to get yards and first downs by just running, and he just would not. He was just that big gaping hole, and I'm like, run.
Right.
But he would just throw it any damn way.
But there was a reason he was throwing for 5,000 yards.
For sure.
It's true. That's true. He was looking all over for Alvin
That
Kamara.
was definitely a threat. It was his arm for sure.
Yeah, but it hurt us in some cases, and teams realized that, and they would just play coverage.
But can you please explain to me how Lamar throws for 25 touchdowns and gets the MVP, then throws for 30-something touchdowns?
Because his competition was trash. because his competition was trash. Nobody
Josh
had
Allen
any.
still had
Nobody.
40 touchdowns.
Nobody
Like,
had
it's the
anything
playoffs.
special. Josh Allen had like 14 interceptions with those 40 touchdowns.
I get it, but he still had 40-something touchdowns.
Like this guy has 41 touchdowns and 4 interceptions.
And then the
That's
MVP,
ridiculous.
And then let's get real. MVP is a popularity contest anyway. They just want is who getting glazed the most at the time because we all know
There
who
you
the
go, man.
quarterback in the
Now
league.
you want to discredit the MVP.
I am discredited because you know what? Because we know who the best quarterback in the league is, hands down.
Is Lamar Jackson.
Ain't nobody taking Lamar over Pat Mahomes. Stop it. It
Dude,
ain't.
They did last year.
That gets a little tight. That gets a
Only
little
people
tight.
taking Lamar is a Ravens fan. That's it.
No,
Yeah, ain't nobody taking
I
Lamar.
would take him.
I'm talking. I don't know, but
Nate just being contrary. Can I just being contrary?
no, I'm
I
just
know,
thinking about
man.
both. I'm about to say you can take Patrick Mahomes to a dog fight though. He is a dog.
Yeah, I'll
He'll
take both of
hopping
them.
on one
I'll take
leg
both
and
of
still
them.
playing.
I think both of them are head over heels better than all other quarterbacks in the league. Patrick Mahomes is taking a break.
Patrick Mahomes is head over heels better than Lamar. That's what you're not getting.
As a passer, yes. As a passer, yes.
No.
As a
As
passer.
a quarterback, period.
As a passing quarterback, yes.
No. As a
Lamar Jackson is head over heels as a running quarterback better than Patrick Mahomes. Yes. And like you said, that running ability is his threat.
No, it's
Patrick
either
Mahomes doesn't have that ability.
or not. Is a quarterback or not? He's a better quarterback.
Can quarterbacks run?
Of course,
Is that allowed in the game? Is there a rule that says the quarterback cannot run for yards? No. So it's a part of the game. So discrediting it makes no sense to me because you can run as a quarterback. You can run for touchdowns.
Yes,
those yards are calculated. So it counts. It wins. So I don't understand why do you want to discredit running the ball?
Because when they meet each other, the thrower usually wins. That's why Pat beats him almost every time they play.
They're meeting up playing. Pat Mahomes is better as a passer. Yes,
he's better as a quarterback. Period. What are you talking about?
I wouldn't say that.
Wins more.
What
else he got to do? What else he got to do, Mark? He wins
what else
more. He's more Super Bowls. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Lamar's still trying to catch up.
Yeah, absolutely.
He beat him head to head.
So
he beat him in Kansas City.
I think they like him because he's flashier.
What do you want to say?
He's flashier. Lamar has more razzle dazzle with the game.
Both on the same flashy type level, you know.
No, they're both flashy.
No. Well, I'm saying
if you're doing no look
he's more
passes,
swaggerlicious
you
than
do
Patrick
no look passes. You flashy.
That's flashy.
That's flashy. That's what Pat Mahomes does. He does no look passes.
That is flashy.
Yeah, but he's not swaggerlicious. He's an executor.
Wait, all right,
executed it, but
y'all killing me with the glaze and flashalicious and all of this stuff. Y'all killing me.
That's the truth.
Is that a DC thing? What is this?
I'm saying Lamar's more because Baltimore and DMV is two separate things. Don't get me started.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah,
he's more swaggerlicious with it, but they're both excellent quarterbacks.
They both are good quarterbacks. What I'm saying is, Pat just showed you with the production, he's the better quarterback. He's
okay. Fair enough.
Dale, can I ask
with
you a
all
question?
his wins and championships?
I need to ask Dale one quick question.
Yeah.
Who gets Rookie of the Year?
Oh, for this year?
Yes,
your boy gonna get it.
Okay, all right.
Oh yeah, that's
right. Because people keep saying this Bo Nix, yeah. I'm like, Bo is cool,
that's not even close.
Look,
it isn't.
Bo Nix clearly doesn't get the glaze.
No,
he can get some sprinkles. You know how you have sprinkles on donuts.
You know, when you look at their numbers, they are very similar. They are
but we can double glaze it.
But if you got $5, who you putting it on?
Oh, it's going to Jaden Daniels. I mean, that's not debatable. It's like who's going to win the MVP? It's Lamar. It's not debatable. What are we talking about?
Well, I guess it will
the numbers are close, but really, it's Jaden Daniels. Easy. Let's go on to the next game because
all right,
we ain't getting nowhere with this.
I know.
Oh, one question that I do want to ask you guys.
Mhm.
Does Mike Tomlin stay with the Steelers?
I think he should move on. He's a top notch. I wanted him. I can't even lie. When we
You
were
want him as
needing
a
a coach,
coach?
yeah, because I like that he's a dog. You know what I'm saying? I like that. We needed some and I didn't know Dan Quinn was that gangster. He be talking in the locker room. I'm like, okay. Yeah. But I did. I wanted Mike Tomlin. I did.
Mike Tomlin is the gift and the curse because he's good enough. He's too good to be sorry, but he's not good
Right.
enough. So
Exactly.
they're never gonna get them top notch players.
Exactly.
Players to come there. They never gonna get there. So
Why you say
they
that?
need a reset.
Because it's not bad enough to get a high draft pick.
Oh, right, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
He's always got 9 or 10 wins every season, so he's going to be picking late in the draft, and it's
Yep.
going to be
Mhm.
hard as hell to get one of those top-notch quarterbacks.
Yep.
So
Yep.
he's always going to be searching for a quarterback. I mean, hopefully he can get Justin Fields to work out because I think that's the direction that they're going.
Mm.
But yeah, I mean, I think the Steelers will be a fool to let him go, and I think they should just try to, hedge their bets on trying to get a young quarterback that was cast off from another team, like a Justin Fields, like a Baker Mayfield was, like a Sam Darnold was, and hopefully they get lucky because good coaches are hard to find, and they would be
I know.
foolish to let Tomlin go.
Because they would sop him up. He wouldn't even be out there for
Oh
30
yeah, he
seconds.
wouldn't last long.
Yeah.
Yeah, they need to be more aggressive in free agency too. I'm talking about Dallas, but Pittsburgh need to too. I know they got the two quarterbacks, but neither one of them were like put me over the hump type quarterbacks. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
They don't go after none of the blockbuster free agents.
Like
Like
they went and picked up goddamn Preston Smith that came in clutch in that game. I'm still mad about that. Mm. Okay, anyway.
I mean, Henry was out there. They didn't try for him either. I mean,
Right.
they don't ever try for none of the big name free agents.
Mm.
I guess some defense. I guess they got Mika Fitzpatrick. A few
Mm-hmm.
years.
Yeah,
Mm.
they did. That's right. They
That's
traded with the Dolphins. They traded a first round draft pick for him.
Dolphins. Yep, with the Dolphins. I forgot about that. That's
Yeah.
about it.
All right. So anyway, we both picked the Ravens to win this game. I think that was pretty easy to do. It wasn't really a tough pick. All right. Looking at the Sunday game, we had the Bills at home against the Broncos. Yep, we talked about Bo Nix potentially being rookie of the year, but yeah, I don't think he's rookie of the year. I don't think it's even close. It's Jaden Daniels. Like you say, he's got all the glaze. But much props to Bo Nix and Sean Payton. I like what they did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, played very well. Especially how he started the season. He was terrible the start of this season. Bo Nix did not play well. And that's why I think that's the main reason why he can't be rookie of the year, because the way he started, it was bad.
It was terrible. Yes,
he cost them some games. I think the Broncos could have won 11, 12 games this season. He cost them 2 of them, and he improved towards the end of the season. Hell, the game he played against the Saints, I mean, he missed wide open receivers. He was bad. I was like, oh, my God, I don't know how this team is winning games. But, yeah, he really improved it towards the end.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, anyway, we both picked the Bills to win this game, and the Bills won. All right, Eagles were at home against the Packers. Dell and I both went with the Eagles on this. I didn't watch this game, but the biggest thing that came out of this game was A.J. Brown reading a book on the sideline.
Yeah.
Right.
Inner excellence on the sideline.
Inner excellence. Yeah, he sure was.
Yeah.
And now that
like showing up the team, or was he saying, "Hey, we got this going in the bag. I ain't got to think about this game."
Well, what he said, it didn't make sense. Now, let me just say, this book is the #1 book on Amazon now. I think people are just ordering it after watching this game. But apparently, he said he has sections highlighted on inspirational things in the book that he likes to read. And he said he's always done this. It was just the first time he was caught on camera reading this book. So I think it's pretty cool. But it does look like he was just bored with the game.
Right.
But apparently he has some inspirational stuff on the side.
I thought he was just casually reading, waiting for his turn to go back out on the field.
But yeah, no, I thought that was pretty cool.
Dale, you want to hear a fun fact?
Sure.
Midway through your crummy season, they had one of your fans that was sitting in Jerry's world, and she was reading a book during the game. I just want you to know that. That's just a little fun fact.
Don't let me go back to the days y'all was wearing bags on your head, okay?
Hey, look, that was just what, last year?
You
Year
do.
before? You don't have to look back. You don't have to go back far, Dale.
YouTube is still out here, okay? I'll get some.
Hey, look, Dale, it's right here. It's fresh. Right here. All 20 years is right in here. Okay?
Yeah,
The Hainsworth,
Hey,
the
look.
Hainsworth is
they
fresh on my
thought the
mind.
name change
I
would
would just
we will forget everything because they changed the name.
No,
right.
no,
I would just like to
no.
say, welcome Commanders to football. You know, welcome to big Commanders, man, to the fans to
Hey, right.
football because we haven't seen you in some years. I mean, I was wondering where y'all was at. There
Hey,
you go.
But no,
listen.
Y'all back now.
I'm
I
glad y'all
know.
got it together because the Cowboys were getting cheap wins every season to get them in the playoffs. They get their 11th, 12 wins. Finally, y'all got it together.
Yeah.
Make that division competitive. Stop giving them cheap wins.
All right, right.
See?
Yeah.
Why you gonna mess with us? All right. Speaking of the Commanders, the Bucks, Commanders. I picked the Commanders. I told you why. Dell picked
Look
the
at you,
Bucks.
smart guy.
Nobody knows why he picked the Bucks.
Nobody
Even
knows.
though the Bucks were
Of course
favored in
people
this
know
game.
why. Yeah, they
I
favored.
know.
Yeah, Vegas picked them too, but we don't know why.
But you know what? You want to hear a fun fact, Dale? This is my second fun fact. The last time we won a playoff game, it was against the Bucks in Tampa.
Yeah.
Yep, I remember watching that
20
one.
years ago, too.
I'm sorry.
20 years ago.
Yep, 20 years ago.
Yeah. I mean,
Don't forget that
hey,
fun fact. It was
I
20
know, but I'm just saying. I mean, hey, I'm just saying.
years. No,
I'm just saying. And we appreciate being the underdogs. We know that we should be. We're on a rebuild, eating biscuits and gravy. That's how this is happening. And look, and building up. I mean, it's gonna be tough next year. You know what I'm saying? Because now it's like,
you're going to have a little bit of a bullseye on your back next year.
oh, for sure.
You play a
For
better
sure.
schedule. You play the second
But yeah,
schedule. You know what I'm saying? It ain't going to be
yeah.
that third and fourth place schedule y'all been playing for the last 10 years. It's going to be.
Dale, guess what? This time you get to play that schedule next year.
Yeah,
So
about time
don't
we
worry
benefit
about
from
it.
it. Yeah, about time we
That
benefit from it. Good Lord. You know what I'm saying? Get us some players. We need another top 10 player.
right.
Oh boy. All right. And lastly, the Monday night game, the Rams were technically the home team, although it was played in Arizona. And they played the Vikings, and Sam Darnold went back to being a pumpkin. You know, his Cinderella season ended. His slipper came off.
That was
It
hard
was
to watch.
it
That's
was.
hard to watch for me. I was like, ugh.
My
I mean,
man
what
was
did they have, like
struggling to
9
complete some
sacks?
of
They
this.
sacked him 9 times.
I don't know. I think they still sacking him. But
He
I
just,
I know,
mean,
right?
he just looked nervous, and I don't know.
I don't know what happened to him. He was missing wide open receivers. It was just bad. I was just, oh my God,
Did you
what's
see
going
how
on,
angry?
Sam?
I've never seen Justin Jefferson
Jefferson.
angry. He was all
He should
angry
be.
and going off on people. I was like, oh,
I mean,
yes,
you
yeah.
win 14 games. You win 14 games in the season,
Yeah.
and you just lay a dud in the playoffs.
Just collapse. Yeah.
You was a game from being the number 1 seed.
Yeah.
All you had to do is beat the Lions. Don't get trumped by the Lions. Don't get smacked up by the Lions. And you go down and then you throw a performance like that. That was just
Yeah, that
But,
was
and that seems to be typical Vikings. Every year when they have a good season, either get knocked off in the first round, or the one year they made it to the NFC Championship game. I think that was the year they beat the Saints with the Minneapolis Miracle. He's still furious about that. But they get stumped by the Eagles. You know what I mean? It's just
that hasn't been in a
fall
while.
apart.
Because did they even go to the playoffs with Kirk Cousins?
Yeah, they did. They had a season. They were
far?
13-3. They were 13-3 and lost
I mean, they didn't get far.
in a wild card.
Right, in the wild card. Okay, yeah. So they didn't
What?
win a playoff game.
They
No,
won one playoff game with Kirk
yeah,
Cousins.
remember they played the Saints and they
Yep.
threw that
They
long
beat us.
drive? That was like
Yep.
K that was another quarterback though. That was
Right.
No.
No,
They
that
beat
was
us with Kirk Cousins.
Oh,
no,
was
not
it?
Kirk
Okay.
Cousins.
They
That was
beat us twice. They beat us with who you talking I just had his name.
Keenan Allen or something.
Keenan. Yeah.
Case Keenan. Case Keenan.
Case Keenum. They
Yeah, I
beat
would
us
say
with Case
Keenan
Keenum.
Allen is a wide receiver.
That was the Minneapolis Miracle.
Right.
Case Keenum.
Yeah.
And then later on they beat us when they had Kirk Cousins in New
Oh,
Orleans.
okay. Okay, damn. Yeah.
Yeah, what we call the push off. It beat us in
All right.
overtime.
He kind of hit him.
Yeah, the tight end
that
pushed
was the
off.
Rams. I got you.
No, the tight end pushed off on our defender and caught the touchdown.
Mhm.
And it was like, where's the offensive pass interference? They didn't call it.
Right.
So, yeah, we were cheated. We were
But
cheated.
did they later come back and apologize?
No, not at all.
No, they're never gonna apologize. We still ain't got an apology from the pass interference in the NFC Championship game against the Rams, and they go to the Super Bowl and lay a dud. It was straight boring. That was our Super Bowl. Y'all got me fired up. Anyway, thanks for joining us again. We do this thing every week. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you next week.
Holla.
Yeah.